Whenever we talk about homelessness in America, we really focus on big cities like New York, Los Angeles, or San Francisco, and hardly ever on smaller, less populated states like Mississippi, which is a state that I moved to last year. More specifically, Hattiesburg, Mississippi. So I decided to do some research, and I used San Francisco as a base. Whenever I looked up the homelessness rate in San Francisco, it turned out to be 0.951% of their total population. And then whenever I looked up the homelessness rate in Hattiesburg, Mississippi, it was 2.872%. That's more than double, almost triple, the amount of homeless percentage per capita as San Francisco has. And it made me wonder why we never talk about this on media outlets. So I decided to do some research myself, and I had been passing a homeless camp for a while on my way to work and decided to go in and talk to a lady named Cricket who I met. And she was willing to give me an interview and talk about some of the problems that she faces as a homeless person in Hattiesburg, Mississippi. I hope that y'all are able to get some insight from this and learn a little bit. I plan on doing a longer version of this with a full coverage of our interview. Thank y'all for watching, and let's get into it.
This is Hattiesburg, Mississippi, and this is one of the most heavily populated areas when it comes to homeless people. They'll be driving down here on their bicycles, and I'm just trying to get a feel of the area, show y'all what it's like around here, and bring awareness to the homelessness here in Hattiesburg. As a woman, what are the hardest struggles you have out here being homeless?
Keeping clean.
Keeping clean,
Like
yeah.
believe it or not, my name is, everybody calls me Cricket.
Yeah.
I look nothing like I do right now.
Yeah.
I've actually aged about 6 years just being out here, the 3 years that I have been, and it's took a toll on me.
Yeah.
But I have a picture of me in a badass boss pose, in my own home that I owned, in nice hardwood floors. You could tell, I was very well put together then.
Out here, do they have a place like where you can get like essential needs that you need as a woman? Like,
you can go to Changes and they'll give you tampons.
Okay.
But every time I go up there, they're supposed to give you food baskets every month or something like that. But like I said, I've never been told when to come up there and get food baskets and stuff like that. They're supposed to give out tents. I've never gotten a tent, and they know that I've needed one. I've asked the field house numerous times, even before it got cold this past time, that I've needed a tent. She told me she was going to get me one, and she did not.
If there was three things that say that there was a Hattiesburg City or a government or a church group said, hey, tomorrow there's going to be new resources that we set up as three main things that you could have.
If I had a stable place to live, okay, privacy is number one key to a homeless person.
Yeah.
Because we're isolated ourselves to the fact that, like I told you earlier, I've been on the streets for 5 years. I was up there for a year and a half in Colorado, okay, and then I've been down here for almost 3.5 years. Okay?
Yeah.
I've been homeless for 5 years, so I've not been around people in regular world society in a long time. Privacy, housing. If I had a stable house to live, and I don't have to be worried about a whole house full of girls, and I'm not worried about what they, the drama that goes on with it. If I had stability of my own, where I could get myself together and not have to worry about other people's issues, then I would have no problem getting back on my feet.
So Changes was a place that could get people, get you on with the job or whatever?
Yes, they help you with getting your IDs.
And they're closing that down? Why?
Yes, I don't know. That's only 2 places that we have here in Hattiesburg that help us, and they're going to close one of them down. The other one doesn't help women at all.
That's Field House?
The Field House, yeah.
Okay.
Men stay there.
Only men?
Only men, okay?
There's not a place
no
for women
can stay there. The only place for women is out way on 42. It's so far out that you can't walk back and forth to town. You can't get resources unless you're out there and they control you. You know what I'm saying? Okay, if I have a night job, if I'm not there before curfew, I don't have a shelter for that night.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So they don't think about things like that. Everybody's trying to keep the homeless people away, when in other words, instead of keeping us away, you need to help us stay away.
Yes. Speaking of keeping the homeless away, I've noticed since living here, on that side of Hattiesburg,
they don't want you nowhere over there. On 98, you will get arrested for even asking for help.
What I've noticed is they push all the homeless people on this side
of town. In the gutters. You should see down there by the field house, there's a road that you go to right before you get to the field house, the road to the left right there. Take that road. If you go straight, you'll see some apartments over there. In the woods right here, on the right, there's a whole village full of homeless people.
Really?
But see, I'm isolated to myself, so I don't really associate
going
like
over
that.
there, yeah.
I know people over there, but I don't.
Probably a
go
lot
over
more crime and stealing and stuff
there. Yes,
in that
there's a
area
lot
too.
more drama and bullshit, and I don't deal with all
So it's like they're kind of like trying to hide the homeless problem versus trying to help the
there's
homeless
a
problem.
place that, instead of helping us get off the streets, they're making us miserable, so we end up either in the ditch or go insane and end up in Pine Grove.
Yeah.
Okay, they don't want to help us have the means to help ourselves.
If they put all the resources that they're doing to move y'all and hide the problem from that side of Hattiesburg.
That's because that's the rich people's side.
Yes, that's what I was getting at. They're trying to make it all. They're putting a blanket over it instead of fixing the problem.
They're hiding it.
So from those clips, you can see that the homeless problem in America clearly isn't just stuck to cities like San Francisco, New York, and Los Angeles. It's running rampant throughout the entire country and in smaller states and smaller cities. And it's something that needs to be addressed. It's a fundamental systematic issue. If you want to see more of our interview with Cricket, then check back to the channel because I'll be sharing it all. Thank y'all for watching.